I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. I hope you're all enjoying the crazy weather going around the country. It was 79 degrees here yesterday, and I woke up to 12 degrees this morning. Lots of state park news to get to this week, starting with my favorite state park system, New Mexico. And part of why it's my favorite, besides the 35 state parks that are well kept, have low visitation rates, and are some truly spectacular places, is that they are so affordable. Currently, New Mexico offers an annual camping pass that's $180 for New Mexico residents and $225 for everyone else, which not only gets you into the parks, but includes no hookup camping. If you want electric hookups, you just pay an additional $4 a night. And if you don't need the annual pass, a regular overnight will only cost you $14 for electric hookup campsites. That's all pretty cheap, perhaps too cheap to expect it to continue. The New Mexico State Parks Division of the New Mexico Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department is holding a series of public meetings to gain input on proposed fee changes for the state park system. The recommendation would end day-use fees entirely for state residents and double the non-resident day-use fee to $10. No hookup camping fees would jump to $20 a night, with electric hookups going up to $30, and the few full hookup sites would end up at $40 a night. The elimination of the day-use fee for residents would lead to about an $862,000 annual revenue loss, but the increase in out-of-state day-use fees is expected to generate $575,000. But the increases in camping fees are really where the money comes in. They're estimated to bring in more than $4.4 million. Dump station use, which is currently free, would require payment of a $10 fee per use, and it's not really clear if it would be included for people camping on site. So prices are sure to go up whether this full proposal is implemented, but the big change is that the annual camping passes would be entirely eliminated. Camping fees for sites with utilities in New Mexico state parks have not changed in nearly 25 years. The final decision on the proposed fee changes will come on April 1st, and any changes to park fees will take effect on July 1st. Comments on the proposed fee changes can be submitted in writing through March 29th to an email I'll provide in the description. One of the benefits of visiting your local library that a lot of people don't always know about is usually you can borrow free passes to museums and parks. According to the LA Times, California's budget deficit could see free park passes pulled from states' libraries. California has more than 200 state parks, and Governor Gavin Newsom's proposed budget for the upcoming year does not include funding for the California State Library Parks Pass, which was launched 2 years ago. These passes were checked out more than 2,500 times in just the city of San Francisco's 26 branches since the program began in July of 2022. California's nonpartisan Legislative Analyst Office projects a state budget shortfall of $73 billion. The Library Parks Pass and two other outdoor initiatives were funded for 3 years. Those other ones remain in the budget proposal, including free California State Park adventure passes for fourth graders and their families. An Ohio commission awarded bids to frack oil and gas underneath state parks on Monday, according to the Associated Press, despite statewide backlash and an ongoing investigation into possibly fraudulent support. The Ohio Oil and Gas Land Management Commission granted the mineral rights to several oil and gas companies, allowing them to frack for oil and gas under land owned by the Ohio Department of Natural Resources and the Ohio Department of Transportation, including state parks and designated wildlife areas. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources will receive $59.7 million in bonuses under the fracking leases, and each lease includes a 12.5% royalty paid to the state for production. Fracking is a controversial technique used to extract natural gas or oil from impermeable rock formations. Water, chemicals, and sand are blasted into these formations at pressures high enough to crack the rock, which allows trapped gas and oil to flow to the surface. Critics say it can contaminate groundwater and release toxic gases. The department said in an emailed statement to the AP that the leases include provisions such as water quality testing and restricted drilling times. No surface areas of the parks would be disturbed by drilling, as it would occur underground and the well pads would be off-site. An investigation by the Ohio Attorney General's office is underway into possibly fraudulent letters sent in support of the fracking. A Cleveland.com investigation last fall found that over 100 Ohio residents said their names were attached to form letters sent to the commission in a public comment period without their knowledge, all of them urging state parks to allow fracking. Lots of stuff to talk about in the RV industry in a moment, but first, this reporting is brought to you by the folks at RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. Real mattresses by a trusted mattress company with a factory right here in the States. They can be sized to the needs of most RV owners, including RV King and RV Queen sizes, which are about 6 inches shorter than the real deal, as well as a variety of thicknesses. Mattresses from RVmattress.com are toxin-free and ship factory direct with no middleman, keeping the prices low. We have them in both of our RVs and in our home, and everyone who's bought one over the time that they've been a sponsor of this channel just raves about the sleep they get. Their mattresses come vacuum shrunk in a box right through the mail, and you just unroll them and wait for them to expand. It couldn't be easier to replace the piece of junk mattress that comes with most RVs. Visit RVmattress.com/RVmiles with code RVmiles for 25% off your order. Just find the link in the description below. RV manufacturing is at the very beginning of a rebound. We've talked about that a few times over the past month or two, and that's been confirmed by the results of the RV Industry Association's January 2024 survey of manufacturers that just came out, finding that total RV shipments ended the month at 22,674, which is an increase of 11.1% compared to the 20,000 units or so shipped in January of 2023. That's the third month in a row of year-over-year increases, and by far a bigger jump than December or November. But that doesn't mean that the industry isn't still hurting. They are definitely at rock bottom. Quote, "We continue to be optimistic about the direction the industry is heading this year, and this latest shipment report aligns with the moderate increases we're expecting in 2024, said RV Industry Association President and CEO Craig Kirby. The association expects to see sales still remain fairly flat in the coming months, but to see a bit of a boost in the second half of the year. There's a big caveat to all that, though. Towable RVs, led by conventional travel trailers, actually ended the month up 21.1% from last January, but motorhomes finished the month down significantly, down 26.5% compared to the same month last year. Now, about 90% of RVs sold are towables and only 10% or less are motorhomes, but motorhomes are, of course, much more valuable. Auction Lane Watcher Black Book says that RV dealers are preparing for the selling season start by ramping up wholesale auction purchases, bringing used units onto dealer lots. Towable auction volume rose 14% in January from the previous month, while motorized auction volume rose only 1.7%. The average wholesale sales prices were mixed in January. Motorized values dipped, but the big news is that towable values rose for the first time since the summer of 2023. Towable values averaged $18,329, up 2.5% from the previous month. The increase was the first since June, when values averaged $25,000. Towable prices in January of 2023 averaged $19,541. On the motorized side, values fell 14.4% from the previous month to $53,551 in January. The average towable age sold was 5 years, or 2019 models. The average motorized age sold was 10 years, or 2014 models. You may know that commercial real estate values have taken a significant dive since the Federal Reserve started raising interest rates in March of 2022, and that represents a conundrum for campground owners who are seeing better than ever income, but increasing financing costs for real estate, according to an article from the Dory Investment Group. $929 billion in commercial mortgages are set to mature in 2024. Between 2020 and 2022, the RV park industry experienced an unprecedented boom with low interest rates and a surge in RV travel. According to the report, banks are now grappling with a 30% drop in the book values of funded assets and are tightening their belts on new commercial real estate loans. For RV park owners facing maturing debts, the options for refinancing are grim, compounded by decreasing values in their properties. Sort of in the same way that some folks who bought RVs at the highest prices in 2021 and 2022 can't really afford to trade them in or sell them because the values have dropped significantly, but the loan rates are higher. Many people are well underwater on those loans, and trading them in results in a double whammy hit of paying off the overvalued loan and getting another loan at a higher interest rate. Park owners, though, are facing the potential for loans to be called by banks, which could lead to increasing bankruptcies and short sales. Many of you are aware of RV sales scams on places like Facebook Marketplace, where you're asked to place a deposit to hold a unit. Well, that type of scam just got a lot more sophisticated. According to WJHG7, a Panama City RV dealership, BBA RV and Auto Sales, has only been in operation for the last 2 years, and the owner said last November she began to receive calls from customers inquiring about listings of motorhomes that they had seen on the company's website. Well, BBA doesn't sell motorhomes, which tipped the owners off to the scam. According to Florida Highway Patrol officials, scammers have stolen the company's identity. They created a fake website with the company's logo. They posted motorhomes for sale and posed as BBA RV, conning customers out of thousands of dollars. They even used the owner's name and communications, had the company's business license number, IRS employer ID number, and more. People were putting deposits down for units that don't exist and then showing up or even flying in to look at the unit and finish the deal, only to find out they have been scammed out of their money. One man paid $16,000 and flew from California for something that didn't exist. Officials said scammers stole at least $80,000 in total. Make sure to protect yourself. Don't put a deposit down on an RV over the internet. Finally, are you ready to see more Chinese-manufactured RVs on the road in the U.S.? Well, you're probably going to, and you probably already do and don't realize it. Rongsheng City in East China's Shandong province is a major production and export base for RVs, and according to ChinaDaily.com, in 2023, it registered an RV export value of about $256 million, a year-over-year increase of 17.8%. In 2022, Rongsheng exported 17,000 RVs, primarily to Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. Most of these RVs are the smaller off-road adventure type, boutique brands that have most of the manufacturing done in China, and then they assemble them in the US or in one of those other countries. Obviously, for these smaller units, the components are much easier to ship than a larger RV, so don't expect the major manufacturers to be sending their production overseas. And of course, just because it's partially manufactured in China doesn't necessarily mean it's an inferior product, but most of us would like to support American companies as much as we can. A lot of this comes from the influx of Australian brands of off-road trailers into the U.S. Australia is much more accustomed to working with Chinese manufacturing due to their proximity. That's it for this week's RV and camping news video. I'd love to know what you think about these stories in the comments below. Hit the like button if you got something out of this video. It really helps us out. Subscribe if you want more. Hit that notification bell to get notified every time we put a video out. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye-bye.